moving the spine through 3 planes of motion. So often in yoga classes, we like to warm up the spine before we do anything more advanced or faster. And so I just want to show from a seated pose how we can move that spine and through the 3 different planes of motion. We have 3 planes that our body can move in. We have our frontal plane that runs across us, as if you're cutting your body in half from left to right. We have our sagittal plane that cuts us in half from left to right, from front, the plane runs from front to back. And we have our transverse planes that cut us across sideways, as if you were slicing yourself, and these planes can be anywhere from your ankles up to your neck, and those planes are the ones that we twist along. So you don't have to remember what they're called, but think about how we want to warm up the spine in 3 different ways of moving it. So often we'll start with a nice long spine in a seated position, and we might start by getting a little side to side movement here. So lengthening up and then coming over from left to right. And as I'm taking these stretches, I'm really trying to keep my body nice and straight in that plane of motion. This is our frontal plane that allows us to move as if there's a plane of glass, move from side to side. I will also say that when we're seated here, my upper body is neutral, but I have already folded myself externally in the legs, and I've folded forward in the waist to get into the seated pose. So I'm really just focusing on the spine here. All right, we have our frontal plane that I'm moving in. I'm getting some side stretches. My spine is bending to the side. I'm stretching all these muscles along the side of my abs and my spine and my torso. Our other plane, our sagittal plane, think of it as sagging, is front to back. So this is a plane that cuts me right down the center, separates my left and right side, and moves me from front to back. So seated here, we might see some seated cat-cows, where I'm curling forward, opening back. I'm getting that nice motion there. I see it's all the way from my tailbone up through my neck. To take it a little further, you can start to hinge forward and curl through the spine here. You can walk those hands back and really press and open. Let the belly really open up and the shoulders come back. So we're getting this forward and back motion, and that's our sagittal plane. Don't worry so much about what it's called, just worry about knowing that this motion in these different directions. The last one is our transverse plane, when we're twisting, transverse. Anytime we're twisting, I want a really long spine. You can see I'm up on a blanket. Maybe you need to lift the hips up even more to get this pelvis neutral. We don't want to be having a curve in our lower back anytime we're twisting. We're lengthening up. It's nice to inhale to lengthen, remind ourselves to lengthen before any twist. And then we're thinking about peeling open to the side. So I'm really trying to imagine one pole running through my tailbone to the crown of my head that I can twist around here. Sometimes you can add the neck and get the twist all the way up into the neck. If that doesn't feel good in the neck, then just work on the shoulders opening to the side. Nice to inhale, find length, to take it to the other side, our transverse plane. And then use those deep breaths to create space on the inhale, all the way into my belly. Exhale, draw that belly button in, and you'll find just the breath helps you go a little deeper into those twists. All right, so we've got our 3 planes of motion to warm up specifically my spine here from a seated position. I've got my frontal plane, side to side, my sagittal plane, forward and back, and my transverse plane as I'm twisting. All right, 3 planes of motion for the spine from a seated position.